Hello, Tilray traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Tuesday, it's December 5th. I hope you're doing awesome. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing Tilray Brands volatility returning on the chart. We'll discuss whether or not we can expect another downtrend continuation pattern. Is this just another suckers rally? We're going to be discussing that, or whether or not this could be a long-term reversal that we've been looking for and whether or not this time is different. But I'll discuss all of that and more. There's also some product reviews I want to share with everybody and some other news as well. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. First and foremost, though, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment and informational purposes only. You should never, ever, ever buy anything based on anything that I write or anything that I say. And full disclosure, I am a very large Tilray Brands shareholder. Also, make sure to give us a follow over on X, which is formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. I've also posted a couple of videos recently. You might have already seen these, but if you haven't, there was a really great video. This is a must watch here from BNN Bloomberg and an interview with CEO Erman Simon of Tilray CEO, and he talks about the opportunity in Europe as Germany moves toward legalization. Now, we know that the vote has been delayed until 2024. However, it's not a matter of if, it's more a matter of when. And in my opinion, I think first to second quarter in 2024 is realistic for go live for Germany adult use legalization. And then there's a ton of other catalysts that we have on the horizon as well, like rescheduling, which I've got a news article I want to share with everybody here in just a moment. There's also another interview that I posted. A real true leader we have as a CEO of Tilray. Erman Simon went to Israel and he gives his Fox Business interview and he discusses why he went to Israel. And if you haven't seen this video, I highly encourage you to check that out. But thoughts and prayers go out to those that are affected by this and all of the turmoil and geopolitical events that are going on around the globe right now. It's a tough time, and we'll all come together as a human race, and good will prevail. So if you haven't seen that, I highly encourage you to check that out. Very strong message from our CEO, Erman Simon. Also picked up some Redecan King Sherb and some of the holiday Redees at Cabana, which is owned by High Tide. I went there yesterday, picked up the King Sherb holiday Redees, and I got a Molo as well, and it only came to $81 Canadian with tax included. But yeah, the King Sherb is really, really good. I tried it out last night. Really enjoy it. It's all hand trimmed. It's kind of their craft. They're getting into craft now and hand trimming. So the Redecan, if you haven't tried the animal runs, that one is absolutely amazing. I did a video on that one as well. I dropped a video reviewing the animal runs Redees. My only complaint is that it's almost as if the MJ's too good. It gets a little resin buildup at the end, and it's a little hard to smoke. So hopefully they can figure something out with regards to that in the Redees because they're so slim. But the King Sherb, I'd give this one like a 9 out of 10. Very, very good. High terpene content, and it was about just under 25%, and yeah, it was really, really great. Smells amazing, tastes amazing, rolls amazing, burns amazing. Great flower as well. If you haven't tried that, you definitely got to try it. And if you have tried it, let me know. And then if you haven't tried out, and let me know what your thoughts are. Also picked up some of the Redees Hemp'd. So as I mentioned, the animal runs have the Hemp'd paper now as well. So it's the Hemp'd version with hemp paper, and then the new filtration technology as well. You can see here it's got the new filters on this one as well. But these are the holiday Redees, and I forget what the strain was. What was it? I think it was like powdered donuts. I'll just bring it up here real quickly. Yeah, it was the new Hemp'd stocking stuffers. So they are a cross of blueberry donuts and Northern Lights. So very earthy pepper and piney flavor. So really, really good. Enjoyed it a lot. I'll give these ones probably an 8 out of 10. It's a little bit on the weaker side, 22.9%, but great holiday gift and stocking stuffer, obviously. And yeah, it was kind of as advertised, to be expected. I really enjoy the animal runs. Hard to beat that, but this is a great opportunity, alternative for if you're looking for something a little bit weaker, because the animal runs, I think it's like 32%. Not everybody can handle that, so this one's a little bit on the weaker side. But a great holiday gift and stocking stuffer. Also, the King Sherb, one thing I noticed is they come with a humidity pack now, finally. That was something that I had been saying to Hexo for a long time, and then Redecan got acquired by Hexo, and then Hexo acquired by Tilray, and now they finally got it done. So great to see that in the pack there now. It was only $55 for 14 grams. But there it is there, $81 total. So yeah, it was actually $52.49 for the King Sherb 14 gram, $4.47 for the Molo 355 mil 10 milligram, and then $20.90 for the Hemp'd, the Redees Hemp'd stocking stuffers. Also, as reported by MJ Moment today, 6 governors push Biden to ensure MJ is rescheduled by the end of this year. So I've said that I think that there's a slight chance that it gets rescheduled by the end of the year. I mean, we're coming on the second week of December already, so we've only got a few weeks realistically before the end of the year. I highly doubt it's going to happen, especially with, you know, the holidays looming, but I'd have no problem being wrong in this scenario, but I just don't see it happening. It's not the most likely scenario. So I would say, you know, with the holidays coming up, it would be a nice holiday gift, but I'm not holding my breath. I think it's more than likely going to be in the first or second quarter of 2024, where we'll get a response from the DEA. I think they will approve HHS's recommendation to Schedule 3. Then it's got to go through the DOJ and a few other, you know, Department of Justice and a few other regulatory hoops and red tape. So it's more than likely going to be first, second quarter, I think, that it gets approved. And then toward the end of the year, I think, is when it actually gets rescheduled sometime before the election, right? Which we know it's an election year. So here's the details. The governors of 6 U.S. states, Colorado, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, and Louisiana, sent a letter to President Joe Biden on Tuesday urging the administration to reschedule MJ to Schedule 3 of the Controlled Substances Act by the end of this year. The move, they say, will provide economic and tax benefits for MJ businesses, protect public health, and more closely align government policy with public opinion. So kudos to them for sending that, you know, that letter. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a letter. But we know that the more states, the more countries that start to legalize, it's just game theory playing out, and nobody wants to get left behind. And as we know, the United States, they're never first, but they're never last. And that's by design, right? Because they don't want to be first. They certainly don't want to be last, but they certainly don't want to be first because they don't want to, they don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to be the ones to make the mistakes first, and they can kind of learn from other people's mistakes. For example, Canada is a great blueprint, right? We had a lot of failures early on, and a lot of companies now have that data to go off of because, like he said in this interview here, well, not this one, it was this one here on BNN Bloomberg, like nobody has ever grown, you know, 1 million square foot worth of MJ before, right? So there's going to be some issues. And, you know, when you have state by state, it's a little bit different than like federally legal, right, at the adult use level. So I think this is great. While it's just a letter, it's definitely getting the wheels turning. And the more people, the more, you know, representatives, the more, it doesn't matter if they're Republican, Democrats, the more, congressmen and women that reach out, people in power, people in office that reach out to this administration, the more we're going to get this across the finish line, right? So contact your representatives and let's make our voices heard and get this done. Let your elected officials know that this is what we want ASAP, right? We definitely want this by sometime. I don't think this year is realistic, but like I said, by the end of 2024, should be able to get it done. So taking a look at the chart here, not too much to update in terms of the Tilray chart. We're still kind of just ranging, and we're looking at the monthly time frame as the most important time frame, and then the monthly uptrend scenario. And right now on the daily time frame, we're seeing volatility pick up. So in the last couple of trading days, we were up almost 20%, and then from the high of the day today to the low, we were down another 11.5% thereabouts. And we started daily consolidation. So we started the daily bounce today. We broke the high of yesterday by 1 penny. Actually, no, it was a double top right at 209. So 209 was a perfect double top, so it would have been a nice opportunity to go short there. And then, like I said, we had this daily equilibrium, so tightening range. We had our low, high, higher, low, lower, high, higher, low, lower, high, bear break. Ended up being a bear trap into the real move, which ended up breaking bullish out of this equilibrium pattern. And then we started to retrace again. We're coming back down within that equilibrium pattern. So right now it's pretty choppy in terms of the daily time frame, but we do see volume starting to increase here to the bulls, and we did get our bit of a fake out here and bear trap into the real move. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross as well. And we did hold those as a back test today, which is nice support at the moment. And that is definitely a win for bulls. And we'll see if we can get bulls defending that support tomorrow and see if we can continue this upward trajectory. The only wild card right now is going to be the S&P 500. It hasn't started weekly consolidation yet, and it's definitely due. Whether it happens this week, next week, who knows? But it's definitely on the horizon, and that's going to be headwinds for the MJ space. And right now, on the weekly time frame, we're still struggling with the weekly EMAs. So we're still unable to get above that and close above it. So it's still showing as strong resistance, but we could be gearing up for a bull cross of those EMAs over the next, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks. It's likely going to take a little bit of time here, but the most important factor is the monthly time frame, right? We have the low, our high, our low, and now we're starting the monthly bounce, breaking the high of the previous monthly candle, and now it's all about resistance up at 340. If we break that, then everybody's wondering, is this just another suckers rally? Well, this is generally where people get faked out of the market, right? It's that investor psychology cycle and mentality where people on a long-term downtrend, right? When we're in a brutal downtrend like this, and from the highs of February 2021, we were down over 97, almost 98%. When we're down that much, and it's a multi-year brutal bear market for 3 years, people will get into that disbelief phase, right? This is just another suckers rally. And when they usually get shaken out is on these monthly higher lows, and right before we go to change the monthly trend, right? And if I just did a video on Cureleaf. You should check that out earlier on today. But this is kind of a barometer and an example of what we want to see everyone else do, right? In the MJ space, the more names that confirm monthly uptrends, the better. So we have the low, high, higher low, and higher high, came down, tested that support, basically double bottomed. And even if you enter there off that key support, it would have been about a 57% of upside, and amazing swing trade there off monthly support, because if we lost that monthly support, we would have lost the monthly uptrend. So that was a very crucial level for bulls to defend, and a great level for entries in my opinion. So another similar and simple trade on Tilray would have been to enter here on this bottom here at 161 with a stop below 150. But if you're looking for the long term, obviously, I'm not really swing trading this. I'm just buying and holding, and I'll dollar cost average and continue to buy the dips. My bags are packed though. In Tilray, I won't buy unless we dip below 150. If we get to maybe 130, I'd buy again. But my bags are packed, and I'm looking at other names I added Aurora for the first time the other day. I think I mentioned to people, but I'm actually going to be focusing more on the U.S. names heading into January, especially when we get that new contribution room in our TFSAs. But right now we're starting the monthly bounce. So right now you could even enter, let's say you entered now with a stop below 150, you're essentially risking about 18 to 20%. And if we go back to price action resistance, that's about an 86% move from here. And if we go up to EMA 26, which a lot of names are starting to trend back towards, that's about over 200% of upside. So again, I know this is a Tilray video, but again, Cureleaf is an example of what we expect Tilray to do over the next coming months. And it's just a little bit of a laggard. So if we confirm a monthly uptrend like Cureleaf and then get above monthly EMA 26 like Cureleaf did it back in September. So why can't Tilray, right? So we have our low, high, higher low. We're just a little bit lagging here compared to Cureleaf. We need our higher high. That'll give us the monthly uptrend on a break of 340 as long as 150 holds on this monthly consolidation. And if we break 340, monthly uptrend confirmed. And then if we follow Cureleaf again, then we can expect to move up to EMA 26, which will bring us up to around $5.73. So realistically, I think $5 to $10 over the next 3 to 6 months is very doable. And depending on the amount of catalysts that we get, right? We have MJ Act for review here in Canada, safer banking, uplisting the NYSE and the NASDAQ, rescheduling. We've got Ohio, we've got Pennsylvania, we've got Florida potentially on the ballot for 2024, legalization of medical, Germany coming online, MSOs being able to enter New York. Like, what more could we want, right? Other than full-blown federal legalization in the US. But that'll happen. It's just we have to remain patient. Patience is going to be key in the MJ industry. So if we take a look at the weekly time frame as well, we are right at the 10-week moving average. It's at 186. We're at 187. So I want to see us close over 186 this week. And one thing I wanted to highlight here is a potential bull cross of the MACD. So we're starting to see the MACD curl bullish, and this is looking really good. We just had a stochastic bull cross. We're getting above that 10-week moving average. Now we're just lagging here on the MACD, but over the next week or two, this thing could kick it into full send mode. And then, like I said, into the end of the year, tax loss harvesting till December 27th, and then into the new year, we'll get TFSA contribution room added, I'll be adding a lot more MJ, and I'm assuming a lot of other people will be as well. And I think that's when we're going to potentially reverse and start a new multi-year bull market. But like I said, S&P 500, a little bit of a wild card because we're still due for pretty sizable, healthy pullback on the weekly time frame. But we did have a golden cross as well on Tilray, which is the first time since we ran up to $67. We had the death cross with the 50 above the 200. Now we're seeing a golden cross with the 50 below the 200 and crossing. But again, this is a very simple pattern and basic pattern that a lot of people learn when they start learning technical analysis. And just because it crosses bullish doesn't mean that we're going to the moon tomorrow or even next week or next month. Sometimes it can drag on many, many months, right? And then you usually get that final shakeout before the big breakout. And like I said, I think this time is definitely different. I think a lot of people think this is just another suckers rally, but I'm in the camp of thinking that this could be where we follow in the footsteps of Cureleaf. We confirm a monthly uptrend, but we're not in the prediction business. We're just in the data business, right? We just look at support and resistance. We take a look at the chart each and every day. And as long as 150 holds, no major red flags. And then we're looking at resistance there at 340. So it's all about 340 resistance, 150 support. Lose 150, then we are right back to the drawing board, and we've got at least 3 to 4 months of work to do before we confirm a monthly uptrend. Whereas right now, on this monthly candle or the next, we could confirm a monthly uptrend. So if we come up and break 340 on this monthly candle or the next, monthly uptrend confirmed, right? Because that would give us our low, high, higher low, and higher high. Something that we haven't done since the run up to $67 before this multi-year brutal bear market. But I'm here for it, and I'm just as eager as everybody else to see this brutal bear market come to an end. I do think that it's very, very close. And at the moment, like I said, the amount of catalysts that are coming down the pipeline, that, not even mentioning some of the things that we don't know yet, right? There's some things that we could come as a surprise, tons of information, tons of catalysts that could come out any day, right? And we just have to be prepared for it. And the best way to prepare is just by being patient, buying the dips. Obviously not financial advice, but my simple strategy is just to buy low, sell high. It's a lot easier said than done, but it's worked for me in the past. And, it removes the stress, right? And having a short-term account, a longer-term account as well, definitely helps. So, like I said, I think we're closer to turning the corner and starting a new bull market than we are seeing downward continuation. Anything's possible, but at the moment, I am super bullish on this space, super bullish on Tilray. I think it's going to be at least a top 3 global player when all is said and done in the next 5, 10 plus years. And I've never been more proud to be a shareholder of Tilray. But going to end it there, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think this is just another suckers rally, or do you think we have what it takes to change that monthly trend, something that we haven't done since the run up to $67 when the Dems took control of the Senate on hopes of U.S. legalization? All right, have a great night. It's Rod with Powell Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.